Local Trade Copier 2.3 is finally here. I understand you may not have time or do not want to watch this video, but to avoid any misunderstandings and asking questions that are already answered here or on my website, please watch this to learn about the latest changes in the LTC 2.3. Also make sure to read the updated instructional manual as well. Last few months was quite difficult for me because MetaTrader 4 has been updated like every week. I am glad that they're upgrading their trading platform, but at the same time it adds a lot of work for programmers as well. Anyway, after MT4 upgrade, a number of problems were spotted with the Local Trade Copier, and I have been working for the last few months to fix them. Finally today the Local Trade Copier 2.3 is released. What you need to do to upgrade to the latest version. First and probably most important thing to note is that you need to start the new server EA first. So after you log into the download center and get the new LTC, you will have to install it to all the MetaTrader platforms you will be using. Then make sure you first start only the master accounts with the server EA attached. When you will see them running and server send counters increasing, then you can start the slave accounts with the new client EA. Here are the steps to do to upgrade the new LTC 2.3. Remove the old LTC EAs from your MetaTrader platforms, close MetaTrader platforms, download the LTC 2.3 from the download center. If you do not remember your login information, please use your email to reset the password. Install the new LTC to all the MT4s you will be using it on. As usual, you will have to install server EA on the master accounts and client EA on the slave accounts. Start all master MetaTrader platforms and attach server EAs. You can download the last used EA settings using the load button in the EA inputs tab. When you will see that all your server EAs are running and server send counters are increasing, you can proceed to the next step. Start all the slave accounts and attach client EAs. You can load the last used EA settings using the load button in the EA inputs tab. When you will see that all your client EAs are running and server read counters are increasing, you are done. Now let's take a look what has changed in the new LTC. Number 1. You can run multiple client EAs on the same MetaTrader account. Finally, I have fixed that problem that Copier had when you run multiple client EAs on the same MetaTrader account. Now you can run multiple client EAs with no problems, and this way have even more advanced trade copying setups. This allows you, for example, to copy trades from multiple master accounts to a single slave account and have different risk options for each of them. To set up this, you simply need to have multiple client EAs on the same MetaTrader slave account with your desired risk options, lot size, and signal provider ID, or filter master accounts option. Number 2. No more duplicate trades. I have implemented several additional functions and changed the way client EA executes copied trades to make sure that no duplicates are copied. Previously this was a big problem, although not for all customers. This had something to do with the new MetaTrader upgrade, and duplicates usually appeared when a broker failed to fulfill client EA request to open a trade. Broker returns a timeout error and the client EA tries to open a trade again, but later we realized that the timeout error was false and that the trade was actually opened at first attempt already. Now, because client EA tried to open a trade again because of the error it received from the broker, we have a duplicate trade. Now this problem is solved. Number 3. Working directory has changed and now it is displayed in the dashboard. Previously, LTC was using temporary files folder to exchange information between master and slave accounts. The problem with this was that many VPS servers clean the temporary files folder on reboot. For this reason, I've programmed the LTC to use another folder to exchange the information, and this folder name is now displayed in the dashboard. Now it will be easier to find the files that LTC used to exchange information between master and slave accounts. If you do not understand what this is, you should not bother yourself with it. Changing these files might damage your trade copy, but for tech-savvy users this might be useful. Number 4. DLL file names have changed to look more friendly. Previously, DLL file names were looking ugly. Now they look much better. This does not affect the stability of the program, but I thought it is important to mention this if you were copying LTC files manually instead of using an auto-installer. Make sure to not forget DLL files. Without them, LTC does not work. Number 5. Now you can ignore trades on certain weekdays. So this is a new option added to the server EA, Ignore Weekdays. This is where you can set on which weekday server EA is allowed to send trades to client accounts. Note that it is about the weekday that the particular trade was opened on and not the weekday the trade copying is happening. Here's what I mean. Say if you have a trade opened on July 23rd, 2014, Wednesday, and you set the server EA to ignore Wednesday trades. This means that such trade won't be sent to the client accounts, not only on Wednesdays, but even on other weekdays if you are using Ignore Trades Before Timestamp option to copy all the trades running on the master account. You must enter comma-separated list of weekdays like this. By default, EA send trades from all weekdays. Number 6. Log messages now are tagged. Now when LTC logs messages to the Experts tab of your MetaTrader platform, it will have a special identification number at the beginning of each message. This allows to identify what messages were printed by different LTC instances. Previously, when you had 2 or more LTC client EA instances running on the same euro-dollar 1 hour chart, both of them were logging messages to the Experts tab, and it was not possible to tell which EA printed the message exactly. Now each EA will have a special ID at the beginning of each message, and you can tell which EA printed certain messages. Number 7. Authorization mechanism upgraded as well. LTC EAs are connecting to my server for license authorization, but there were some cases when LTC was not able to authorize license key and failed to start. I have upgraded authorization mechanism and those problems should not repeat again. Number 8. LTC shows trade revision number in the dashboard. You will see that LTC now shows a trade revision number in the dashboard. For now, it is added just for reference. Every time a change occurs or any of the trades on the master account, the trade revision number will increase. Number 9. Client EA can place pending orders in one take if you wanted to. A new option has been added, new pending orders delay for one take. This allows client EA to place pending orders in one take. Of course, if you need this and your broker allows it, check the updated LTC manual for more information. Number 10. You can now filter trades by type. A new option, Filter by Trade Type, has been added, which allows you to set client EA to copy only certain type of orders. By default, client EA will copy all trade types, but using this option, you can set it to copy only certain type of orders. Check the updated LTC manual for more information. Number 11. Settings are now automatically saved to a more friendly file name. Once the server EA or client EA is started, it will save its input settings into a special .set file automatically. The file will be stored in the MQL4 presets folder. Access this folder from MT4 menu file and then open data folder. You can easily load the same settings using the load button in the EA inputs tab from the EA properties window on the next EA launch. The file name now includes the MetaTrader account number, a chart symbol, a magic number, a signal provider ID, and it will look like this. This is also useful when you upgrade to another version of LTC. You can just save and load the settings.set file from an older EA to a new EA. It should not cause any issues because EA inputs names always stay the same to not mess your configurations. In case their order has changed or new settings have been added to the new EA, it should not cause any trouble as well. Number 12. Now you can open LTC EA properties window during its operation and change settings. This is possible thanks for the new MT4 version, which added special functions for programmers. Previously, EA properties window was disabled to ensure that LTC works as fast as possible. Although speed is one of the most important things in the Trade Copier, it was a real trouble when you had to change LTC EA settings. Now you can simply open the LTC EA properties window and change settings by pressing F7 or by using the chart context menu. You need to right-click on the chart where LTC is running and choose Expert Advisors and Properties. Go ahead, try it out. Number 13. No more trades far away from the open price. So, max price deviation pips option was upgraded. Previously, if you set this value to 10 pips, this means that open price of the copied order cannot be away from the original open price by more than 10 pips, or it can be opened also if a copied trade open price is in favor by any amount of pips. This means that if you have a buy trade on the master account which is floating at 100 pips in loss, client EA is allowed to copy such trade because it is in our favor. This was not exactly what my customers expected to happen, so I have changed this. Now if you want this to be the case, you need to set a negative value for max price deviation pips option, and only then client EA will wait for the open price to get in our favor before the trade is copied to the client account. Positive value means that copied trade's open price cannot be away from the original open price by 10 pips no matter what. So to recap, by default this value is set to 10 pips, and this means client EA will only copy the trade if its open price is in the range of 10 pips from the original open price in any direction. Number 14. LTC client EA now tells who closed the trade. If a trade will be closed by a third party, then client EA will print this information in the Experts tab. So now it is easy to see if client EA closed a certain trade or it was done by a third party. Note that this information is available only for the trades that client EA copied by itself. Means that the client EA will not see any trades that were opened and managed by a third party. This will help with investigations when trade copying problems occur. Also, I want to mention that the server EA never closes or opens any trades. It's the client EA that can open or close a trade. I also want to remind that you should always be using unique magic number for every EA running on the same MetaTrader account, not just LTC EAs. Number 15. When client EA copies a trade, it will tell you which master account sent it. Previously, when client EA was following several master accounts and copied a trade, it was difficult to tell which master account actually sent it. You had to switch between MetaTrader windows to find that trade manually to know which master account it belongs to. Now client EA will print this information in the Experts tab for your convenience. Number 16. Client EA now displays the list of master account numbers it was set to follow. For your convenience, EA displays the list of master accounts it was set to follow using the Filter Master Accounts option. Previously, EA did not show this information and it was confusing to many account managers. Number 17. LTC EAs show error counter. The new error counter is located next to the server send or server read counter in the EA dashboard. So server send and read counters show you if the trade synchronization is happening and how fast it is done. And now in case of failure to read the trade information, EA will increase the error counter. If its number is increasing rapidly, it means your LTC or VPS server has problems. It could also indicate that your computer or VPS server is overloaded and you need to close a few MetaTrader 4 platforms or other third-party programs that may be using a lot of resources. If the error counter number is significantly lower than the server read-send numbers, usually there is nothing to worry about. When EA fails to read the remote trade information, it will increase the error counter number, but it will also try and read the information again immediately. So when you are running Trade Copier for days, weeks, or even months, obviously it will get a few read errors from time to time. Number 18. Random trade close problem has been fixed. Yay! Some account managers experience a problem with LTC closing trades randomly and then immediately copy the same trades again to the client account. This of course created a real mess in the trade copying campaigns. Now this problem is fixed by adding a couple of security mechanisms to prevent this from happening ever again. I hope you will find these improvements useful. If you do not have a Local Trade Copier software, it is the best time to start a 30-day trial right now. Local Trade Copier helps Forex account managers to copy the trading positions between multiple MetaTrader 4 accounts, so they won't need to repeat the same trade operations on each MetaTrader platform individually. Please like and share if this video was helpful to you, and tell me what you think in the comments below. If you have any more questions, visit MT4Copier.com or contact my support team.